And you're listening to The Racman Show, brought to you by RacmanChristianRadio.org and listeners like you with our friend Bill Fair. So welcome to The Racman Show and our Artist Spotlight. What's your background in music?
Well, I've been singing forever since I was a kid. I just started writing my own. I never really tried until a few years ago, and I just kind of started writing my own, and I met a producer who was great, and I would just, go kind of sing the melody to him, and together we would figure out how to put the rest of it together. So that put the whole writing bug in me, and I love it now. Once you get it out and record it, and it's kind of a cathartic experience where you feel like it's released. So it's been a blessing for me.
Why do you say cathartic? Because that's almost like a slow possession of what you're doing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like, well, it seems like a lot of songs sometimes come out of a difficult situation, and I went through this weird period where I was having all these this inflammation over my whole body, and I've never had that before, and I was arthritic. It was so strange. And so I went to doctors, and they figured it out, and I was able to get it fixed. But during that whole process, I felt like God was saying, that song still, no matter what you're going on, no matter what's going on in your life, I'm here still, no matter what. And so you just gotta hang in there and keep looking to me. So as I was going through probably 2 years of being pretty sick, that song kind of grew, and I was able to express it. And so that was the cathartic experience, getting it actually out.
Gotcha.
And then God healed me, which was amazing, and all is well now.
All is well. A lot of people don't understand that sometimes healing doesn't come very quickly. Sometimes it is a long, long transition of life before an answer comes.
We're living in a world that's sinful and that's broken, and there are going to be diseases, and there are going to be relationship problems, and there are going to be financial issues. But for me, it just helps me to remember that God is above it all, that He does not change, that He loves us, and He is going to see us through all of that. So as hard as it is for me sometimes to stay focused all the time on the constancy and the goodness and the love of God through Christ, when I do that, it gets my perspective right, and there's a peace there, knowing that no matter what it is that's going on, God's above it. He can handle it. He sees it. He knows what's going to happen. So my message would be just to remember that God doesn't change, and that He really does love us. That's a huge thing for me, to believe that He loves me personally, not just the world in general, but me, little Bill Fair in Atlanta, Georgia, that He really does care. And I believe He does that for everybody.
Well, I love that perspective, and thank you for sharing that. Now, the last thing I would like to know, because we want to make sure that if people want your music, which after this interview, I sure hope they do, because I've enjoyed all of the songs, where can they pick up your CD project, or even just a single or two, to have your music?
Yeah, well, it's all on my website, billfairmusic.com. It's also on iTunes. So the links are there at billfairmusic.com. The iTunes links are there as well. So that'd probably be the best place to go.
That's the best place to go. Fantastic. Well, Bill, this has been a very fun interview for me. You are a very energetic young man, and it was so good to get to know you and to share your stories behind the songs, and even some of your perspectives on some of the things that I just kind of put out there on the air, and you just picked it up and ran with it. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It was so much fun. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. This concludes our live broadcast. God bless you. We'll see you next time.